Have you ever wondered why anger or frustration lead us to act in a certain way and then we end up regretting? We even say, I'd better relax and take a deep breath, and then I make the decision that I'm going to make with a cold head. We call this management of feelings emotional intelligence. This is the ability to recognize, regulate, and understand emotions in yourself and in other people. Controlling your actions when you experience strong feelings requires mental preparation and training. Training that I was unaware of in several occasions. I have not known how to handle. According to the Asana web portal, in article published in 2022, on many occasions, emotional intelligence is even more important than the traditional intelligence. And there are more than 10 keys to creating and maintaining. But I will let you know about the most common and effective ones. Let's start by placing ourselves in a scenario where we are the manager of a group in a company. Okay? So, how to manage your emotional intelligence with so many people under your care? Empathy. The empathy is a tool that gains the trust of the other person. When you listen without interrupting, give your opinion about their comment, and sometimes you take notes of what they are talking about, you let the other person know that their opinion is important, even if you don't share it. Empathy leads to knowing and connecting with your coworker and creating a bond of mutual trust. It does not mean that you must agree with all opinions and comments, but you can pay attention and be able to implement it in the future. It is incredible how emotional intelligence at work is even linked to earnings. According to Andrea Mendes, in her online article published in 2022, she indicates that this conclusion is valid for all sectors, in all levels, and all regions of the world. Research has not been yet able to find a job where performance and salary are not linked to emotional intelligence. Now, knowing your emotion is another important factor in building your emotional intelligence. We must recognize when our state of mind affects our behavior in a certain way and influence others. Have you heard the phrase, I didn't know I was capable of that? You would be amazed at how little some know themselves. By knowing how our emotions work, we can learn, grow, and guide our actions in the direction that best suits us. According to Bernard Peña, in his online article published in 2020, this is essential to accept ourselves as we are and not reject or deny what is indisputably part of us. He comments that even if we don't believe it, this can allow us to change aspects of ourselves that we don't like or those that develop after painful experience. Knowing each other is something that takes time, but is effective in many areas, so apply it. There is no greater motivation for a coworker when another appreciates their opinion or comment, even if it's not so positive. Before learning to take compliments with grace and elegance, you must learn to accept them from the heart. There can be many bad intentions behind a compliment. It may lack sincerity, but in most cases they are issued with good intentions. We must know that comments or opinions can be negative, and that is when we should thank them even more. In a way, receiving feedback with a good attitude frees you up even more than getting upset. Acknowledging both positive and negative comments create credibility and trust. So let's do a quick review. Demonstrating empathy and attention, knowing your feelings and their capacity, and appreciating positive or negative comments are the three of the key elements to have effective emotional intelligence. This allows us to be much happier, which is something fundamental, and that is why we must know well those feelings that could benefit or not our actions and behavior. The beginning of the training can be difficult because tell me something. Who manage their emotions perfectly? Anybody? But as Berger Regader mentions in his article, What is Emotional Intelligence, published in 2015, you train your brain with the repeated practice of new emotional behaviors. The brain builds the necessary pathways to turn them into habits. Being aware of how you communicate will give you a lot of power and more emotional well-being. So go for it.